Hey, vinyl community and all my music loving friends, it's Mike MGK Boston back with another video. Today is just going to be a response to a thread that's flying around the vinyl community people. Basically show 5 albums that have creepy covers, I guess because we're in the Halloween month and why not get into the spirit of things. So I had no problem putting this together. I may show more than 5. I think I got 7 or 8 here. I couldn't help myself, but I'll try to be brief and coast through these. So anyway, I saw a friend of mine, Brian, over there at the Embryonic Robot. I saw his, so I told him I'd take a stab at it. Haha. So here it is. So we'll kick things off with probably the least scary of the pile, or least creepy rather. Creepy was the term specified for this thread. So it's Alan Parsons Project. Name of this album is Eve. Release date on this one is 1979. I say least creepy, it's just, well, obviously there's a couple of really beautiful women on here. They're not creepy. However, it looks like they're dressed in mourning, wearing all black, and their expressions are rather, they look a little sad. There she is on the back. So I just thought that was kind of neat, like they'd been to a funeral or something like that, and and there's nothing fun about a funeral. Well, there's Alan Parsons on the inside. Right there, he looks a little upset too. But anyway, this is Alan Parsons Project Eve. And on an evil note, actually, there's an instrumental that kicks this thing off, and it's called Lucifer. That's a really good track if you want to look that up. You Lie Down with Dogs is also good on this. Damned If I Do was a charting single, I believe, back then at the time. And that's first on my list here of creepy covers, if you will. And it's Alan Parsons Project Eve, the name of that album. Now moving here into... see notes here. Where am I here? Everything's reversed here. Just get these years. This is the Bullock Brothers. The Slow Removal of Vincent Van Gogh's Left Ear. This is a 12-inch single released in 1982. Nothing really special about this. It's just really kind of hilarious. I heard this when I was in a record store at the time when this came out. Around this time, I would have still been in high school, a young lad. And this is actually... They thank Geordie from Killing Joke on this. I don't know if he's playing guitar on this. And Youth produced, another guy from Killing Joke. But yeah, it's just, it's really weird. It's just a fun song. Again, the slow removal of Vincent Van Gogh's left ear, kind of borderline industrial, Ministry-esque, if you will. A lot of screaming going on in the background because he's cutting his ear off. Obviously, it probably hurts. But artists do the craziest things, don't they? Looks like Boris Karloff, the actor from way back when on the cover here. I think I got that right. But anyway, it's the slow removal of Vincent Van Gogh's left ear. Creeps you out. There it is right there. The Bullock Brothers. All right. Also in the 80s here, this band could easily be friends of Sisters of Mercy. I've mentioned many times before, they're called Ghost Dance, and this is The River of No Return. Little late afternoon sun glare coming in there. You can see on the front there. So this gal, she looks like she's heading onto the River of No Return. She doesn't look very happy about it. Looks a little dour. Look at her expression there. She's hardly happy. This is no booze cruise. It's the River of No Return. And this is Ghost Dance. Release date on this one, again, like I said, if I did say it was 1986. This is a 4-song EP. Right there, and it kicks off with the title track River of No Return, which is a good single. Female vocalist by the name of Anne Marie. Don't know much about this band. I have 2 albums or 2 EPs by them. Of course, I was really into the Sisters of Mercy at the time, and this kind of was hand in glove with that kind of goth rock. Really good with it, again, with the female vocalist Anne Marie, her name. And another track on this worth looking up. It closes out with, and it's called Both Ends Burning. That's a really good single if you want to look that up. But yeah, good music for this time of year. As I've said, I'm a seasonal listener. I like the goth stuff in the fall. Fits the month, and that's why this is a cool thread with the creepy covers. I love it. It's Ghost Dance, River of No Return. All right, that's a boat you don't want to get on. All right, yeah, this is... I haven't seen anybody show this yet in this thread. Oh, that bloody afternoon glare coming in. It's the debut Black Sabbath album from 1970. It's Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath. And there you can see right down there, was it a ghost or is it a witch? Is it in front of some dilapidated country manor in or farm in rural England? And on the back, there's just the track listing right there. Black Sabbath, the title track kicks it off. The Wizard's awesome. NIB, I mean, you know all these songs. Wicked World. But yeah, Black Sabbath debut. And because they're so dark, I'm going to show a couple of Black Sabbath here just for giggles. Now, there's nothing real gloomy about that cover. It's just, we sold our soul for rock and roll. This was on a record too at the time. I remember a friend of mine when we were kids, a friend of mine, Renee, and he had an older brother, and he had this record. And when you opened it up, I mean, we were just kids and we thought it was really freaky. So when I bought this CD, this is a CD reissue from the early 90s, and there it is. When you open the double album up, you have this looks like a vampire in a coffin. This gal, she's just having an afternoon nap, as you can see here. And if that's not creepy, I don't know what is. But yeah, this is a double CD record, or 2 record set on one specially priced compact disc. So it was a 2 record set on vinyl, and then this 1 CD compilation, and it's Black Sabbath. It's a really great compilation. If you see this out in the wild, it's a good bang for your buck. And this came out in '76, originally on record. Like I said, it was a double album, and everything's on this. I mean, you know, like I said, the NIB from the debut, Black Sabbath, The Wizard, like all from the debut, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, Children of the Grave, Sweet Leaf, Changes, Fairies Wear Boots, all of those great tracks, and it's Black Sabbath. All right, and one more for the road, just because they look grim, they look very serious, and I wouldn't say they're creepy, but they look like they're up to no good. And this was a compilation released in '92, only on CD, and it's just called, here, as you can see, Past Lives, and there they are on the inside. They definitely don't look happy, do they? They look a little creepy, in fact. Moms, hug your kids, or they grow up to be depressed, successful rock stars like these guys. It's Black Sabbath, and that's yeah, creepy cover. Getting through the list here, band I just mentioned earlier relative to that Bullock Brothers thing is Killing Joke. This is their 6th studio album. There was a live EP in that number of 6 called Ha. It's a 10-inch recorded in Toronto, but I count that as an album. So this is their 6th album release on record, and this is called again, it's called Fire Dances right there. It looks like some tribal ritual on the front, painted face, lighting some fire, doing some bad, nasty stuff, obviously. Creepy stuff, probably. And it's Killing Joke, Fire Dances. Again, the release date on that one, '83. Of course, they were on the EG label. Let's see, nothing much on the back, just the track listing. I haven't looked at this in many years. Nothing really special. Nope. On the inside, just again, just the track listing. EG, and I think Passport was a division of EG, perhaps at the time. But yeah, I was a big fan of Killing Joke, still am. Have a lot of their stuff, including this one, and I just thought this belonged in this thread for creepy covers. It's Killing Joke, Fire Dances. Whoosh, there goes the flame. All right, we're almost at the end here. And lastly, a couple of CDs. It's Monster Magnet, really excellent stoner rock. Release date on this one's '93. This is their 2nd album. I have a bunch of Monster Magnet, but this just happened to have the creepiest cover. This has kind of got like an Alien versus Predator creature going on the front. I think that's pretty creepy. And it's called Super Judge. They're the guys on the back. Again, moms out there, hug your kids or they end up looking like these guys. So it's yeah, it's Monster Magnet. More photos of the band on the inside here. Cyclops Revolution is a really great track. The title track, Super Judge, is excellent. Cage Around the Sun. Yeah, if you're into any stoner rock, and I was into quite a bit of that at the time in the early mid-90s, check out Monster Magnet. They're still active today. Really good American band from New Jersey. And this is, again, their 2nd album, and it's called Super Judge. Really excellent artwork on that cover. Really excellent. All right, and lastly, in this creepy covers thread, it's Ritual. No, it's not Ritual to Habitual. Ritual to Habitual came right after this one. This is Jane's Addiction's 2nd album, of course, centered around frontman Perry Farrell. The man, if I'm not mistaken, actually started the Lollapalooza Festival, which I attended one year in '93, but I did not see Jane's Addiction on that particular tour. They weren't on it. Again, nothing shocking. This cover's pretty shocking, and I thought so at the time. This came out in 1988. I did have it on record. It's one of those that I lent to somebody. I was still in university at the time, and I didn't get it back. I don't know. It's long gone, but I ended up buying the CD reissue in the '90s. And this is nothing shocking. Look at these two. They're absolutely shocking. Come on. And it's Jane's Addiction. Really, really, really excellent album. Can't recommend this enough. There's Perry Farrell right there. Up the Beach, Had a Dad, standing in the shower thinking, Summertime Rolls, Pigs and Zen. And Jane Says, of course, was the big one on this. It got a lot of play on MTV at the time, Jane Says. Look out the video for that one. It's a pretty good one. Let's see if there's much in the notes on the inside. Looks just like on the inside. Of course, there's the track listing. Yeah, a couple of small photos in here, but nothing special. And then again, at the back, there's 4 headshots of the band members right there. And that'll round out the list here for Creepy Covers thread. And I'd be remiss if I didn't point this last thing out just for a laugh. This is a funny shirt my wife bought me back in 2020, the year that we love to hate, of course. There was no concerts for anybody, and my wife bought me this t-shirt that year and said, you can't go to a concert, so you're staying home. So this tour included, you can see the tour dates. It's 2020 tour, self-quarantine tour. Venues included bedroom, kitchen, living room, bathroom. Again, in second, they played again in the kitchen, living room, and etc. Self-quarantine tour 2020. My wife is a real comedian, good sense of humor. So yeah, I just thought that was pretty funny. I thought I'd point that out. I'm a big t-shirt guy. So anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed this. Pick up on this thread. It's pretty fun. I know it was supposed to be, it was 5 creepy covers, but again, I couldn't hold back and I showed a few more. This isn't a contest. There was no strict rules to it. It's just a thread floating around. So jump on, make a video, have some fun with it. Happy Halloween, whatever. It's coming in a couple weeks. And like I said, my last video, I'm going to a record show this Sunday. So there'll be a video following that on what I find there. About 40 minutes up the road from here, a place called Burlington, Massachusetts. And same guy that ran the show last spring. He's running this one again, and it was really well organized, and I got some great stuff there. Didn't drop a ton of cash. Spent 2 or 3 hours digging and talking to some interesting people. Maybe I'll run into the Kiss guys again. They were pretty entertaining. But anyway, if you're in the area, again, that's in Burlington, Mass. Just Google it, record show, October 16th, and I'll be there. So have a great week, folks, and I'll see you next time.